7 characters in The Rookie who can replace Celina in Season 8, ranked by least to most likely. What if I told you, the most important rookie in The Rookie might not even exist yet? What if Celina's replacement is hiding in plain sight? Or worse, already failed once? 7 candidates. Only 1 slot. And with Nolan's legacy on the line, one wrong choice could destroy everything. But here's what the producers aren't telling you: every rookie Nolan trains is more than just a sidekick. They're a mirror to his evolution. And the absence of Celina, it's not just a missing character, it's a signal. Something is about to change. Forever. You're about to enter the hidden layer of The Rookie. Not the one the fans see on the surface, but the one that's been quietly rewriting Nolan's future, character by character. Because there's a pattern here. A strange, shadowy pattern buried across seasons, lines, and episodes, and today we're exposing it. This is 7 characters who could replace Celina, ranked from least to most likely. And you won't believe who's Fady One. Keep watching, because one of these names might just redefine the entire show. And if you've ever wondered what really decides who lives, who dies, and who becomes Nolan's next rookie, then subscribe right now. Because the truth, it never airs in the trailers. Let's begin. Celina is gone, graduated, out of the program, and Nolan, alone again. That should be fine, right? Wrong. Because in The Rookie, Nolan's not just a training officer, he's a symbol. And symbols, they demand successors. But the real issue isn't that Celina left, it's that no one has stayed. One rookie after another has either failed, vanished, or been written off. Connor, Seth, Miles, all great but none stuck. And here's the twisted part: Nolan needs a rookie, not just to keep his title, but to keep the show's soul intact. No rookie, no conflict, no growth, no rookie. But the showrunners, they're being clever. They've been testing potential replacements in plain sight. Every guest appearance, every transfer, every on-off character was actually a trial, a secret audition. For one of the biggest shoes to fill in ABC's primetime, Celina wasn't just Nolan's first rookie, she was the audience's proxy. Lose that? You lose the emotional anchor of the entire training arc. So who replaces her matters a lot. And with Season 8 confirmed, time is running out. We've tracked every breadcrumb, mapped every cameo, and uncovered 7 characters who, by design or destiny, are now candidates. Let's rank them, from least likely to the one who's practically already on the call sheet. Let's start with a name no one saw coming: Rodge Bronson. Yes, Rodge. The tour-bound, music-obsessed wildcard played by Xander Hawley, the real-life son of The Rookie's own showrunner. You might be thinking, wait, why him? He's never been a cop. He's a joke character. Exactly. Which is why he's dangerous. Because in Season 5 he wasn't just a random cameo. He called Nolan Daddy Cop, and with that, a bizarrely layered bond began. Behind the sarcasm was fascination. Behind the jokes, respect. It's absurd on the surface, but think deeper. What if Rodge changes course? What if instead of going on tour, he joins the academy? Weirder things have happened. This show has bent realism before. A time jump in Season 8, a surprise, career change, and suddenly, Rodge shows up in uniform. Nolan would hate it, which is exactly why it would work. Remember, tension makes great TV, and Rodge as rookie wouldn't just shake things up, it would destabilize Nolan's entire rhythm. But realistically, this is still a stretch. Tour dates, persona, narrative logic. So Rodge lands at Fanny 7. Unlikely, but far from impossible, because chaos is often the best casting decision. At number 6, we enter dangerous territory, because this rookie option has a criminal record. Ashley, the daughter of Oscar Hutchinson, an ex-con, a legacy of chaos. But wait, there's more. Ashley is played by Quinn, the same actress who starred as Nathan Fillion's daughter in Castle for 8 seasons. Coincidence? Hardly. Their chemistry is already proven. They're dynamic, electric. But this time, not father-daughter, rookie, and training officer. Think about the layers: Nolan training the daughter of his show's old character, Ashley hunting criminals while her own father is still on the run. This isn't just plot, it's poetic symmetry. It's ABC folding one universe into another. It's risky, yes, but also unforgettable. Ashley has the guts, she has the motivation, and she has the potential for redemption. That's good TV. That's addictive narrative. But she's still technically a criminal, and her appearance so far has been minimal. So for now she's phase 6, a wild card, with legacy on her side. Number 5 is a name most fans forgot, but the rookie didn't. The military veteran who couldn't shake her instincts and quit. But quitting doesn't mean gone. It means unfinished. Katy left the force because her army mindset clashed with LAPD protocol. But what if time changed her? What if healing made her ready? She has the physicality, the training, the backstory, and most importantly, she never burned bridges. She left on her own terms. Now imagine her return, older, sharper, determined to finish what she started. Nolan wouldn't just train her, he'd understand her. Because both of them were late bloomers. Both came to policing after previous lives. This parallel, powerful, and perfectly symmetrical. But we haven't seen Katy in seasons, and the show hasn't hinted at her return, yet. So while she fits, she floats in limbo. A ghost from the past, waiting for her cue. At number 4, we hit a name that's deceptively normal. Miles Penn, On paper, he's already a rookie, already in the program, already paired with Tim Bradford, so why is he even on this list? Because in the rookie, nothing is permanent. Training officers switch, transfers happen, and loyalty is negotiable. Let's break this down. Miles was introduced as a new rookie, quick, quiet, efficient. He passed the initial fan test, didn't ruffle feathers, didn't challenge the system. But that's exactly what makes him dangerous, because he's already earned his spot, but not his identity. Miles doesn't feel like a Tim rookie. He feels like someone better suited to Nolan. A rookie who's still discovering himself, still fumbling with instincts, still moldable. And here's the twist. Miles was just promoted to series regular. That doesn't happen by accident. It means long-term plans. It means arcs. So what if Tim gets reassigned? Or worse, what if Miles asks for Nolan? Remember, rookies can request changes, and Nolan has no permanent trainee. The swap is seamless. The arc, already written. Miles goes from side character to centerpiece. But is he emotionally compelling? That's the risk. He's steady but not explosive. A safe option. That's why Miles ranks Faint 4 strategic, silent, ready to strike if the story demands. Herfy 3 Kono Araig. Now we enter volatile territory. Because Connor Craig is not like the others. He's not new. He's not unknown. And he's not good. At least not yet. Connor debuted in Season 7, Episode 12. He was dropped into Nolan's lap with one brutal fact. His former training officer didn't want to waste their final days on a failure. Ouch. Connor was a walking disaster. No instincts, no guts, no grip on the job. But then, something happened. In one episode, Nolan turned him around. Not completely, but enough. Connor started listening, reacting, thinking, and that was all the proof the show needed. This guy, he has the arc. Because here's the secret to the rookie. The most powerful transformations don't happen to the veterans. They happen to the ones who seem broken. Connor was designed to be a redemption case, a slow burn evolution, a challenge Nolan didn't ask for, but couldn't ignore. And then, he was transferred. Gone, just like that. But wait, was that the end, or just a pause? The Elapid is fluid. Transfers can be reversed. Officers can request different stations. Connor's return isn't just possible, it's logical. Especially with Nolan left open and the show needing closure. Connor could come back stronger, fitter, reformed. And if that happens, it won't just be training. It'll be redemption TV gold. That's why he's Finney 3, flawed, fired, but unforgettable. And in this show, that's the real test. Number 2 hurts, because this candidate tried, bled, and almost died. Seth Ridley, the rookie who took a bullet to save Nolan's life, and lost a leg. He was smart, sharp, committed. Too good in fact, which is why tragedy struck mid-shift. Gunfire, one heroic move, and then everything changed. Doctors amputated his leg, his career, put on hold. Or so we thought. But the rookie didn't kill Seth off. They didn't write him out. They let him live. And that is narrative permission. Because healing stories are powerful. They matter. They inspire. Imagine Seth in Season 8. Prosthetic leg. Physical therapy behind him. Determined to finish his mission. Nolan wouldn't just be his training officer. He'd be his witness. To courage. To resilience. Seth's return would say something huge. That injury doesn't define you. That trauma can evolve into triumph. ABC loves message arcs. And Seth, he checks every box. But here's the only issue: realism. Would LAPD reapprove a recently amputated rookie? Maybe, with conditions. And you know what drama conditions mean? Tension. Imagine the stakes. Every foot chase. Every door breach. Is Seth ready? Can Nolan trust him? Can Seth trust himself? That's gold. Because pain makes characters real. And Seth has already paid in blood. And now we reach the top. The most likely, most mysterious, most dangerous choice of all. Someone we've never met, never seen, never suspected. A new character. Why? Because sometimes clean slates are necessary. Every other option comes with baggage, continuity, fan bias. But a new rookie can be anything, anyone, everything. This isn't just a theory, it's confirmed strategy. Reports from production insiders say Season 8 will span 18 episodes, longer arcs, bigger risks, and the easiest way to control tone, pacing, and energy. Introduce a new variable. That variable will be Nolan's next rookie, likely cast as a fresh face, possibly a wildcard, maybe someone with a hidden agenda. But whoever they are, they'll reset the clock. Because Nolan's journey as a TO can't end now. He needs another mirror. Another rookie to reflect his flaws and his growth. And only a new character can do that without the weight of past episodes. This is how modern TV works. When in doubt, reboot with continuity. A new face lets the writers explore untouched themes. Police reform, generation gaps, ethics, loyalty. A new rookie can challenge Nolan, break him or make him stronger. That's why this unknown character ranks Fae 1. Not because they're better, but because they're inevitable. The casting call is likely already out. The set, preparing, and we wait. But not blindly, because now you know. 7 names, 7 futures, and only 1 slot. But here's the twist. This isn't just about Nolan's next rookie. It's about Nolan's fate. Because buried beneath these 7 names is a deeper pattern. A shadow arc. One that suggests Nolan's time as a TO might be ending sooner than you think. Page 3 is where we crack it open. Where the mystery beneath the mystery gets exposed. Why did all the rookies fail? Why does every arc feel incomplete? And what if Nolan's greatest rookie hasn't even been born yet? We've counted 7 names, measured them, ranked them. But now, we tear it all down. Because here's the truth, every single one of these rookies, from Rodge to Lisseth to even the new unseen wildcard, they might all be decoys. Temporary, disposable, narrative distractions. Why? Because the rookie is no longer about rookies. It's about what happens when there are no rookies left. Let that settle in. Celina was the first, and the last. Nolan's entire TO arc, his growth, his redemption, his leadership, was built for one rookie. Not many, just her. Every failed attempt after Celina hasn't been bad luck. It's been design. The writers are showing you that Nolan's era as a training officer is breaking down, quietly. Intentionally. It's not about finding a new rookie. It's about confronting a new reality. Nolan is outgrowing his purpose. Look at the pattern. Every new trainee introduced post-Celina Connor, fails, gets transferred. Lisseth, injured, sidelined. Miles, assigned to Tim, barely developed. Ashley, ethically complicated, legally risky. Katy, ghosted for 4 seasons. Rodge, literal meme. Every potential Nolan replacement fails or vanishes. That's not coincidence. That's blueprint storytelling. They're setting up a narrative vacuum. One that leads to only one of 2 outcomes. Nolan stops being a training officer. Nolan leaves the force. And here's the forbidden secret the show won't say out loud. Nolan might be preparing to exit so someone else can become the rookie. That's right. What if Season 8 is not about finding Nolan's next trainee, but Nolan's successor? Because training rookies is not the same as being the rookie. And the rookie at its heart has always followed the newcomer, not the mentor. That original torch, the outsider navigating the system, is about to pass again, not from Nolan to a trainee, but from Nolan to someone completely new, a new protagonist, a new journey, a new rookie. Her teach Edo off Nolan. Here's the detail no one is watching. Season 8 will premiere in early 2026. The show's biggest time jump yet. That means storylines can shift dramatically, ranks can change, and so can roles. Nolan has already climbed. He's hit TO status. He's succeeded at redemption. He's mended personal relationships, faced loss, faced failure, and came back. But what story is left for him if no rookie can stick? The show might be gently guiding us to this question: is Nolan done? Or more ominously, are they riding around him? The rookie may survive, but its name could soon refer to someone new. A new cop, a new conflict, a new era. Hertishi UNM replace Imi Ashuarwe. And this leads us to the biggest theory of all, the hidden plan, the secret twist. That Nolan won't train another rookie in Season 8, because Nolan himself will be replaced by the next rookie lead. Think about it. The groundwork is already in motion. And Nolan's love arc has reached stability. His department status is settled. He's trained, led, sacrificed. His character is complete. And when TV characters become complete, they get sidelined, written out, or spun into side roles. Now remember the title, the rookie, not the training officer, not Nolan, just the rookie. So ask yourself, if not Nolan, then who? Who becomes the new heart of the show? Who is the real replacement? We have 3 candidates. She started early, faced every hardship, and evolved beyond all expectations. She's smart, capable, fan favorite. She's also morally centered, perfect lead material. But she's not new. She's been in too long. She's not a rookie. Still, what if she trains the new rookie? What if Chen is the bridge to the next generation? If Nolan leaves, Chen could rise. But she's not the torch, just the hand that passes it. Now upgraded to series regular, young, teachable, balanced. Not flashy, but sturdy. But there's a problem. Miles is too quiet to lead a show. He's not written with the emotional depth Nolan had in Season 1. Unless they change him dramatically, he's not the next Nolan. This is the likeliest, a character we haven't met, not a legacy, not a side story, a full protagonist, a complete reboot inside a sequel. A tragic backstory, a new motivation for joining LAPD, a controversial philosophy, and ties to either a villain or a current officer. This character could appear halfway through Season 8, or maybe Episode 1, and their arrival would shift everything. Suddenly, Nolan's story becomes supporting. Just like Gray, just like Tim. That's the long game. The writers are soft resetting the show, not canceling it, not reviving it, but redefining it. Because the rookie isn't a title, it's a role, a perspective, a lens into the LAPD. And that lens can always change. So what's really going to happen in Season 8? Here's the forbidden roadmap. Nolan begins Season 8 alone again. The show teases a few replacement rookies, maybe even brings back Connor or Lisseth. None of them stick. By mid-season, a new character is introduced under unexpected circumstances. This character becomes the next true rookie. Nolan either becomes their mentor, or exits the department completely. By season finale, Nolan hands over the torch, and the rookie becomes someone else. Possibly even someone we once thought was irrelevant. This isn't about who replaces Celina. It's about what her absence created. A vacuum, a silence, a pause in Nolan's arc that the show is stretching until the new star rises. You've seen the clues. You've heard the names. But now you understand the strategy. The rookie is changing. The question is no longer, who will Nolan train? It's, who will replace Nolan? And that answer hasn't been revealed. Not yet, but it's coming. The minute Nolan trains his final trainee, the show will no longer need a trainer, only a new rookie, a new beginning, a new identity. So watch the background, watch every guest character, every strange cameo. Because the real replacement, the one the writers are planting in plain sight, might not show up until it's too late. You've been warned. Hao Yudiro Kai L, Toseti and Phenolopi. If you made it this far, you already know more than 99% of the fandom. You don't just watch the rookie, you see through it. And if you want to stay one step ahead of every reveal, character twist, and silent recast, subscribe. Because these aren't just fan theories, they're narrative patterns, and those never lie. We'll be tracking every hint, every whisper from set, every subtle rewrite. Because the rookie may be changing, but the secrets, they're just beginning.